Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here because, let's face it, we're looking at a topic that is fundamentally rewiring how we do our jobs. Let's be totally honest for a second. Artificial intelligence has completely moved from the pages of science fiction right into the everyday tools we use as professionals. In just a few short years, these AI assistants have evolved from, quirky novelties into genuine, powerful productivity multipliers. We're talking about systems that can draft your emails, analyze your data, and write code. Basically, all those routine things that usually drain your coffee cup by 10 a.m. So the question we face isn't really whether AI belongs in the workplace anymore. That ship has well and truly sailed. The real question is how to use it well. And today, we're going to explore a complete field guide to answer exactly that. So, just to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of what we're dealing with here, 77%. Yep, 77% of workers are already using AI tools at least weekly. Think about that for a second. This isn't some fringe, early adopter trend happening in a basement somewhere. This is literally the new normal of the modern office. If you aren't actively engaging with these tools, well, a vast majority of your peers already are. And the reason they're using it is honestly pretty clear. 40%. On average, professionals are seeing a massive 40% time savings on their routine writing tasks when they bring AI into their workflow. Just imagine getting nearly half the time you spend drafting emails, reports, and memos handed right back to you. You could actually focus on high-level strategic thinking instead of just pushing paper. Actually, scratch that. It gets even better. Professionals are getting their first drafts done 3 times faster with AI assistance. 3 times. No way around it. This clearly establishes the stakes for our explainer today. The leverage available to you right now is completely unprecedented, provided you know how to wield it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our literal map for today's expedition into the modern AI landscape. We're covering 1. The AI productivity shift, 2. Fluent is not accurate, 3. The art of prompting, 4. AI in your daily workflow, 5. Ethics and safe AI habits, and finally, 6. Leverage, not replacement. Let's jump in. Starting us off with Section 1, the AI productivity shift. We really need to understand the tech first. So, the AI assistants you're probably bumping into at work today are known as large language models, or LLMs for short. Now, here's the absolute critical distinction. These are systems trained on just enormous amounts of text to generate coherent, contextually relevant language based on patterns. I really want you to remember this. They are not databases. They don't just look things up the way a traditional search engine does. Instead, they predict and generate language based on billions of learned patterns. They are, essentially, incredible pattern-matching engines for human communication. Which brings us seamlessly to Section 2, Fluent is not accurate. This is the core concept you need to know. Fluent does not equal accurate. Let me actually say that one more time because it's absolutely crucial. Fluent does not equal accurate. Because AI models are designed to generate human-sounding language patterns, they can sound incredibly fluent, authoritative, and confident, even when they are completely spectacularly wrong. Right? They are built to sound convincing, not necessarily to be factually correct. This is the single most important thing you need to internalize today. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where we should and really shouldn't trust these tools blindly. AI has massive core strengths. It is absolute magic for drafting a first pass of an email, summarizing a long meeting transcript, or generating boiler code. But watch out for its limitations. Current facts: most models have a knowledge cutoff date. Precise math: AI is surprisingly prone to basic arithmetic errors, because remember, it's reasoning about language, not calculating like a calculator. Specific citations: models will literally hallucinate completely fake books or studies that sound incredibly real. Always verify your sources independently. Moving right along to Section 3, the art of prompting. Let's talk about how to get what you actually want. Let's compare a vague prompt with a highly specific one side by side. If you just tell it, write an email about the project delay, you're going to get a vague, generic, and probably totally useless output. But if you provide specific constraints like write a professional email to a client explaining a 2-week delay due to infrastructure issues, tone should be apologetic but confident. Keep it under 200 words. Well, the difference in output will be night and day. You have to remember, you are starting a conversation with a highly capable assistant. You are not just placing a simple order at a vending machine. You've got to give it constraints. I absolutely love this quote we pulled from the research. The quality of your prompt is the ceiling on the quality of the output. It is such a perfect summary. If you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. Prompting is a genuinely learnable skill, and it is entirely worth your time to get good at it. So how do we actually raise that ceiling? Well, always keep these 3 dimensions in mind when you sit down to write a prompt. Number 1, audience. Who is the output for? Is this for your CEO, a technical colleague, or maybe a brand new client? Number 2, format. What format should it take? Do you want a formal memo, quick bullet points, or just a casual Slack message? And number 3, constraints. What constraints apply? Think word count, tone, or maybe things to definitely exclude. A real pro tip here is to give context generously. The AI doesn't know your company or your industry. A great trick is to build a context block, just a standard paragraph you paste in about who you are and your preferred style. And remember to use iteration. Don't seek perfection on the very first try. If the draft comes out too formal, just tell the AI, hey, make this warmer. Usually 2 to 4 quick exchanges gets you exactly what you need. All right, shifting gears to section 4, AI in your daily workflow. Let's look at some practical use cases. You know, AI is definitely not a one-trick pony. It acts as a scaffolding tool across basically every professional domain. For communications, many folks use a bullet points to prose workflow, just jotting down rough ideas and letting AI structure the final polished email. For research, it can synthesize dense web pages into key points in minutes. Though remember what we said, you must verify. For data, it acts like a translator, turning dense CSV files into plain language trend narratives. For developers, AI coding assistants are yielding massive 30 to 55% productivity improvements by handling boilerplate code and debugging. And for creatives, it's an incredible rapid mood board and ideation partner. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that a practical starting checklist for building AI into your workflow sustainably actually starts with identifying your friction. The absolute biggest mistake people make is sitting down and asking, what can AI do? Instead, you need to start with your own pain points. Ask yourself, what task takes me way too long? Identify 3 recurring tasks that just frustrate you. Write out that context block we talked about, draft your first 10 prompts, and build a habit of verifying everything. Always start with your friction, not just the shiny new tech. As we get more comfortable using all this, we absolutely must look at Section 5, Ethics and Safe AI Habits. We need guardrails. So what are the rules of the road? Here are your core considerations. First up, confidentiality and data privacy. The practical rule of thumb here is to treat a public AI tool exactly like an open email. Seriously, do not paste client data, proprietary company secrets, or personal data into consumer AI browsers. Second is transparency. Don't pass off AI-generated thought as your own entirely original expertise without being transparent about it. Third is accuracy and accountability. Remember, the AI doesn't get fired for a mistake in a presentation, you do. You hold the ultimate responsibility. And finally, bias. AI models reflect the biases of their training data. You have to be the human catching those biases before they impact hiring, evaluations, or customer communications. So the crucial point is this. AI doesn't reduce the need for judgment, it shifts judgment from generation to evaluation. The human in the loop matters more now, not less. Since the AI is generating the raw material so insanely fast, your deep domain expertise is what's required to look at that material and say, okay, this is good, this is wrong, this is biased, or wow, this is brilliant. Your critical evaluation skills are your ultimate superpower right now. Which brings us to our final phase, Section 6, Leverage, not replacement. Let's reframe AI as your amplifier. Ultimately, it all comes down to a really simple equation. A capable human plus a capable AI equals something vastly more powerful than either one of those alone. Think of the printing press, or the spreadsheet, or the internet. AI is just the next major productivity technology. It amplifies what a skilled professional can do. It removes the friction from text and code generation, which actually increases the premium on your uniquely human skills. Things like building trust, navigating ambiguity, exercising ethical judgment, and leading through uncertainty. But to get this leverage, you must protect your own thinking skills. Don't let AI do the hard thinking for you. Use it to amplify the hard thinking you've already done. Which leaves us with this final thought to mull over. The transition is already underway. AI is out there, and it is fully ready to be your leverage. The question isn't whether to engage with it, but how thoughtfully you choose to do so. So how will you apply your distinct, irreplaceable human judgment to these tools today? Play around, use them with curiosity, verify diligently, and go do your best work. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this field guide serves you incredibly well. Catch you next time.